I remember being 29 years old and realizing that the life that I was living looked really good on paper. It was exactly what I was quote unquote supposed to do. And I hated it. And I could feel what felt like my soul slowly dying inside of my 29-year-old body. And I thought to myself, I can't do this for another 40 years. There's no way. I don't enjoy any of it at all. And I'm glad that I woke up and chose a different path. And there's a phrase that I heard a few years ago, and I loved it so much, I actually put it in my notes tab in my phone so I would never forget it. And that's what today's episode is going to be about. And the phrase is this: anytime that you create an illusion that is not in harmony with the laws of the universe, you must provide the energy to maintain that illusion yourself. So let me say it one more time and I'll explain how it translated into my mind. Anytime that you create an illusion that is not in harmony with the laws of the universe, you must provide the energy to maintain the illusion yourself. And the way I translate it in my head is, if I am out of alignment with my true purpose, then I am going to have to be the one to provide all of the energy. If I'm out of alignment, the universe will not help me at all. And that's not sustainable. But if I am in alignment with my true purpose, the universe will provide the energy for me. The universe will be my sidekick. Like, we're in this together. I'd rather have the universe or God or life, or whatever it is you believe in, as my sidekick more than me having to do it on my own. And maybe the reason why you feel drained or anxious or depressed or stressed or unmotivated all day isn't because you're just a lazy person. Maybe it's because you've been trying to maintain a life that was never meant for you in the first place. And so let's talk about it. Let's dive in and let's see where you might be. Because maybe you do kind of feel a little bit in the back of your head, or maybe even a lot of it in the front of your head, like I did when I was 29. Like, you built a life, it looks really good on paper. Maybe that life has gotten you a lot of praise. Maybe it's gotten you a lot of applause. Maybe you have some really cool accomplishments. Maybe you have some degrees that are sitting up on your wall and have your first, middle, and last name on it. Maybe you even have letters after your name because of your degrees. And you look at those, but for some reason in your life, in your day-to-day life, inside of your body, you don't feel peace in some sort of way, like something feels off. And the reason why is because your soul doesn't care how your life looks. It cares how your life feels. You know, you were brought to this earth for a reason. Was the reason to do what you're doing? And I'm not just talking about for work. I'm just talking about everything that you do. But if you look at your life and you're like, I was brought here for a reason. I don't know the reason, but was I brought here for this reason? Nope, that's definitely not, that's not that exciting. The universe wouldn't bring me to earth to go and do this job. Oh, the universe wouldn't bring me to earth to just do this thing. The universe wouldn't bring me to earth just to watch Netflix from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. and then wake up and go to a job that I don't enjoy and do it all over again. So the thing about it is I can't answer that question for you. Nobody can answer that question for you. Only you can feel into that question and be like, is this what I was brought to earth to do? Because the thing about alignment, like when you're in alignment, is you can't fake alignment, not forever, because you will burn out, and you will burn out because you are getting no energy from the universe. And we will be right back. Hey, if you've ever wanted to be coached personally by me, right now is your chance. I just opened the doors to Mindset 2.0, which is a 12-week system that's designed to help you finally break free from procrastination, to stop overthinking, stop holding yourself back so that you can create the life that you want. But the doors are going to close in just a few days, and the first few people who join are going to get a massive discount plus access to exclusive bonuses that I've never put out before. And so if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. All you need to do is go to coachwithrob.com right now. Once again, coachwithrob.com, or you can click the link that's down in the description, and I'll see you on the inside. And now, back to the show. You are the one that has to provide all of that energy. At first, sure, you can white knuckle your way through it. Believe me, I've white knuckled my way through a lot of life. And you can hustle your way through the alignment for a little while. And you can pretend that your job or your relationship or where you live is fine. You can tell yourself, well, this is just what adults do. This is how life is. You can even maybe even convince yourself that you're quote unquote lucky to have it. You might even feel guilty for questioning all that you've been blessed with. But let me remind you of this. You're the only one that's paying for the illusion the most. Now, your kids will definitely pay for you following an illusion because they're going to get the downstream effects of it, whether it's your success, your happiness, your sadness, your madness, your anxiety. They're going to be feeling it as well. But you're the one who's paying for the illusion the most. You're the one that has to drag yourself out of bed. You're the one that might be self-medicating through food or shopping or scrolling. A couple extra glasses of wine every single night. You're the one who, has to wake up and actually put a mask on and pretend like everything's okay. But you have to understand the universe isn't going to fuel you anymore. The universe has left the chat and it ain't coming back in. The universe is basically God, whatever it is sitting on the sidelines and it's like, oh, you're going to keep playing this game? Okay. Let's see how long you can last without backup. And it's like, I'm giving you messages on what you're supposed to do. That small whisper in the back of your head that you're too busy to listen to. I'm giving you the messages. No, this isn't right. But if you want to keep on playing the game, go ahead and play it. Let's see how long you last. I'll be here. Universe is on the side. Let me know. I'll be here when you need my help, but I'm not going to help you anymore. And so the wild part about all of this though, is that like your soul, your intuition, your inner guidance, your purpose, it will never leave you alone. It's always going to get there. Whatever you want to call it that we're talking about, it's always going to be there nagging at you. At first, it starts off as a whisper. Maybe you're 20 years old and it's like, you know what? You don't really want to be an accountant, but you're like, yeah, but I want to go make some money. You don't really want to be an engineer. And it starts off as that little voice and then it might grow a little bit. You get to 25 and you've got your first job and it's okay, but there's a part of you in the back of your head that's like, is this really it? And then it turns into this like restlessness that shows up on Sundays at 4 p.m. And then it starts getting stronger and it's this pit in your stomach on the way to work. And if you ignore it long enough, it's just going to keep getting louder and louder and louder. It's trying to get you to listen to it. It's like if you call someone's name and they don't look. You're like, hey, John. And they don't look. You don't go, hey, John. What do? Hey, John. Hey, John. You just get louder, right? If you ignore it long enough, it's just going to get louder and it will eventually turn into pain. It'll turn into chronic stress, bitterness, sadness, anxiety, depression. It's like that quiet sadness that you can't quite name. You can't quite figure out what it is or where it comes from. That's usually it. And it's not random. You have to understand that you're not going to get any messages in real words. It speaks in feelings. It starts off quiet and it gets louder and louder and louder, and it will eventually get to a fever pitch. I hope that you don't let it get there. And so if you're listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, like, I don't even, like this resonates, but it's scary. Like, I don't even know what I want, but I just know like, this isn't it anymore. Good. That's the best place to be right now. It's showing that you're waking up. It's showing that you're listening. And that's where it has to start. Everybody who goes through a major life transition has to start at the point of, I don't think this is it. Like, I don't know what I want, but I definitely don't think that this is the thing I want to do till I'm dead. But once you're aware and you start to understand that, it's no longer okay to just keep going through the motions. You've got to figure out some sort of way out of it. You can't pretend not to know what you now know. You can't pretend to not know what you now know. So what do you do when you look at it? I'm not saying that you just need to go in and quit your job tomorrow. You don't need to just burn it all down. What you need to do is develop some sort of a transition plan, whether it's 1 year, whether it's 2 years, whatever it takes. I don't care what it is. I just don't want you to die having never lived a life. Put a date down and just commit to it. By this day, I'm going to be out of this job or out of this relationship or out of whatever it is, and I'm going to be on my way to being in the life that I want. And then you make a plan you back out from there and you make a plan, because without a plan, the anxiety will only grow louder. I always hear from people, they're like, Rob, but I'm so far down the road in my life. I don't know if I can make a change. And I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, I'm 45 years old. And I'm like, well, how long do you think you could live? And they're like, well, I'd like to get to 90. And I'm like, you're only halfway through life. You're halfway through your life. You want to spend another 45 years performing a role that you don't want to play right now? Like if you graduated college at 22 with a degree in XYZ, and you've been playing this current role, you're 45, so 22, 45 minus 22. So for 23 years, you've been playing this role that you don't want to play. 23 years. And if you live to 90, you have to do it for another 45 years. That's almost double what you've been doing currently. You're already tired of it. Like, do you want to keep doing that? Or do you want to be living a life that like turns you on from the inside, that gives you energy, that feels exciting? Because too many people fall victim to this conditioning of this world. Oh, you got to be responsible. You got to be realistic, play it safe. The number one regret of people who are dying, the number one, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. The number one regret of people who are dying is that I wish I lived a life that was true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Let me say that again. The number one regret of people who are on their deathbed is that I wish I lived a life that was true to myself, not the one that others expected of me. Don't let that be your story. Please, 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 please do not let that be you. Think about this for a second. Let's stop talking about what you don't want. Let's start talking about what you do want. Think about this for a second. Let's say that you did find your passion, like you did find one thing that lit you up in this world. Let's say you stopped trying to fit in to a life that never fits you in the first place, but you found something that you love. What would it feel like to wake up not with dread, but with like anticipation? Because I've done it before. You hear the alarm go off and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. What if the alarm went off and you're like, oh, I can't wait to do this? Like, what would it look like? Think about this for a second. Like, just play with this idea. What would it look like to have energy again? Not from caffeine, not from being afraid of something and fear driving you, not from obligation, but to have energy that comes from you being in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. What if you had a life that you didn't need a vacation to escape from? Because like your life actually felt like yours, like your life actually felt exciting. What would that be like to not need a vacation where you're like, I need a 1 week vacation where I could go to Mexico and drink so much that I forget that I have a job that I hate or a life that I hate back home? What if you found a thing, that weird thing, that beautiful thing that was uniquely you, and that thing made you come alive again? That thing brought out your childlike enthusiasm again, where like you do this thing and like time disappears and you lose track of the clock, where you forget to check your phone because you don't care about your phone because you're so into the thing that you're doing, where you do something just because you love it and for no other reason at all. Do you remember that version of you? There wasn't a version of you at one point in time existed that did stuff like that. The one who used to daydream, the one who couldn't wait to start a new idea. That version of you isn't gone. It's just buried under years and years and years of all of the shoulds and the have tos and the some days I'll get to it and all of the maybe laters. But it's still there. It's waiting, just waiting to have fun again. And I promise you this, when you find your passion, whether that be something, and your passion, your purpose does not have to be your paycheck, but when you find your passion, when you find your thing, you don't have to force energy anymore. You don't have to chug 3 cups of coffee a day. You don't need extra caffeine. Energy starts like showing up for you. You wake up with excitement for your life. And then suddenly your life starts to make sense in a way that it never did before. Like I can tell you from going on this path over 10 years ago, like it is 100% true. Did I have to shift everything and over time burn a lot of everything down? Yes. But now over a decade later, it's a million times better than I could have imagined. And so ask yourself, what would it look like if you lived a life that lit you up from the inside? Like think about that. What would it look like? Take out your pen and paper, journal it, write it down. What would it look like? And then ask yourself, what is one small move that I can take towards that life? There's a quote that I really love in the Gospel of Thomas. And, I read all kinds of spiritual texts and ancient books and all this stuff and try to pull whatever I can, some wisdom from all of it. So I think there's wisdom in all of those ancient texts. And in the Gospel of Thomas, it says, if you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. And so the way that I translate that is you were born with something unique inside of you, a purpose, a gift, a voice, something that is uniquely yours. And if you do not express it and live it, then what you're going to feel, it's if you bury it, if you ignore it, if you suppress it, it will slowly eat at you from the inside out through anxiety or regret or burnout. But if you do express it and you do live it, it will bring you life and it will bring you healing. So when you finally shift into something that you love, something really wild happens. You tap into this energy, like the energy of the universe. You stop white knuckling and start receiving in your life. You stop having to push through things and you start feeling like kind of you're being pulled into the right direction. When you're in alignment, your energy doesn't run out. When you finish something that's in alignment, you have more energy after doing that thing than you did before. And so here's my challenge to you. I want you to ask yourself this. And you can think about it as you're driving your car. You can write it down and journal through it. What am I trying to hold together that's not even mine to hold on to? Like what illusion am I trying to keep alive? And then the most important question after that is, what would my life look like if it was built in alignment with who I truly am, not who I was trained to be? And then figure that out and take one step, just one step towards that life that feels more like it's in alignment with you. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. YouTube thinks that what you've been watching recently means that you should actually watch this video next. And if you want to make sure you subscribe so you never miss another one, click that button right there.